we get on here.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Same Cast Different Day podcast. And where no topic is unlimited, where no topic is off limits, no opinions are scripted, and every conversation brings a fresh perspective. We are whether you're listening in the morning, commuting, at the gym, or back home. We're glad to have you here with us. What is going on, everybody? So, I'm Martel Rowland, by the way.
And I'm Tina.
And I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this. I just want to point out that I did watch the versus battle. It was terrible. Um, what's the boy B2K? They ran out of songs and they started doing Omarion solo songs for some reason. And it was supposed to be a versus battle between B2K and Pretty Ricky, but somehow they just ended up doing like 4 or 5 of Omarion songs, and then they debuted a song that nobody heard before, talking about it's going to drop at midnight, and it sucked. So, if anybody who has not watched the versus battle, I don't recommend that you go back and watch it. It is not worth your time. Don't do it. I'm just going to recommend those things so you don't do it. So, I don't know if she's prepared yet, but Jasmine Cooper, 27-year-old from Brown Deer, is being charged with healthcare fraud. And I was so surprised when I heard about this story when Tina sent it to me, because at first it came as a link. And I'm like, no, this can't be a real thing. Then it turned out to be the real thing. And I was just so surprised about it. So Tina got some of the details for you.
So Jasmine Cooper is actually 37 and not 27. She is from Brown Deer, Wisconsin, which is a suburb of Milwaukee, Wisconsin here. She was recently charged with health care fraud and aggravated identity theft in connection with the scheme to defraud Wisconsin Medicaid. So she was authorized to run a PNCC. So a PNCC is a prenatal care coordination agency. And basically what they do is they help pregnant women and children that are high risk. So they give them things like different resources, things like diapers, car seat strollers, bassinets, things like that.
Like for free?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's some news. Yeah. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Pack and plays. I know at our facility, the PNCC nurses used to do that type of stuff. So between 2019 and 2022, she submitted $5.8 million worth of claims that were actually fraudulent. Okay, so meaning that she did not give these services to women and children in need, and Medicaid paid $5.4 million of those claims. So it looks like when she was charged that same day, the United States also filed and signed a plea agreement indicating Cooper's intention to plead guilty to the charges next month. So I'll be looking to see what happens and what kind of sentence or what the plea agreement was about, but that's terrible, man. You got paid out $5.4 million. And it's a lot of women and children out here that are in need, especially since other government agencies are rolling back how much funding that they're getting or giving out, I should say. So that's terrible for you to prey on people like that.
I 100% agree. And then, if you gonna rob the government for that much money, I hope you took that money and invested it. Did something fine, found some way to try to hide it from an offshore account. Did something, but knowing people, they wouldn't splurge with the money, buying stuff that they don't need in purses and bags and shoes and Mercedes Benz and Jaguars and stuff. Do Jaguars still make cars? Random thought, but yeah. That's just a sad story, like I said. And when they talk about all this fraud that's happened within the healthcare system and government and stuff like that, and we be like, no, there's not none going on, and stuff like this happen. It just sad. And like do better. I mean, I know it's hard out here for a pimp, but we all got to do better. We shouldn't all be out here trying to. It's a lot of us. That don't sound right either. It's a lot of people out here trying to scheme, and they shouldn't be trying to scheme. Oh, this is turning out so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, um, I can't wait to hear the updates to that. So, so we played a video last week where there was reporting of a shooting at a wedding reception. Me and Tina didn't know that this building was a wedding venue. We had just found out, and our good old friend TJ had posted a update for us, and you won't believe what the shooting was over. Let's take a look.
Prosecutors say a fight about meatballs left 2 people shot and seriously injured at a Milwaukee wedding reception. TJ, I cover news in southeastern Wisconsin. If you remember, a week ago today, I was on the scene of this all at 56 and Fond du Lac. We were there as police responded. We just got the criminal complaint now a week later. Identified the person who they say is the shooter, Thomas Redrick Williams. They actually say he's on the run. They issued an arrest warrant for him. Now, this is what prosecutors say all happened. They say it was during the wedding reception that one of the groomsmen was eating meatballs with his hands, straight out of the container, just with his hands. Now, we're told by investigators that the cousin of the bride confronted that groomsman and told him to get a plate. That's when prosecutors say the groomsman punched her in the face. Then her brother-in-law got involved and started fighting with that groomsman as well. That's when the cousin of the bride tells investigators that she was hit by a gunshot. She heard a gunshot, but she didn't exactly see who the shooter was. But the man that was fighting was also hit in the back of the neck as well. Both of them are expected to survive, but they do have serious injuries. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The bride actually got involved in all this. She says she saw the suspect's key fob to his car. She took it to prevent him from driving off, but investigators say he just ran off anyway. And again, that suspect now still on the run, but all of this again over table manners, over meatballs. 2 people shot, seriously injured in Milwaukee.
So there's a few more details to that, but that was the gist of it. So let me. So all of that was true. Sounds like the guy, this Thomas Redrick Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He. Let me see. He was there with. He went to the wedding with his wife. So they drive an Escalade. It sounds like the Escalade is registered to her. And it sounds like he dropped her off at home and then came back to the reception. Also, when the police looked in the car, they found his cell phone. And then she had a 9mm gun. She told the police that she kept in the glove box that was also found in the car. And then an envelope was also in the vehicle that had his name on it. Looks like in 2014 he was convicted of felony strangulation. He was already free on bond in a separate case, charging 3 counts of felony in possession conditions that took effect on June 20th. So the same day this shooting occurred. And that was supposedly, those conditions supposedly barred him from having firearms or committing new offenses. So the same day that condition went into effect, he shot 2 people at a wedding reception because he wanted to eat meatballs with his hands. Not the baby shower meatballs, but the wedding meatballs.
It just surprises me, like when I first saw the update to this story, and then you had told me send me the update to the story, and then I had saw TJ's video today, and I'm like, this was really over some meatballs. Like you really got mad and shot somebody over some meatballs. Like this how petty can you be? Like you was willing to risk your life to go to jail, willing to end somebody else's life over some meatballs. It is not that serious. Grow up.
Yeah, it just Obviously liquor had to be involved, right? They're
True.
celebrating a wedding, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know why he thought that was you just dipping your hand in a pan of meatballs is crazy. Like I don't understand why he was doing that. I don't know if this behavior is like his baseline, so it's kind of like, did they expect for him to do something outrageous while he was there?
Right.
Um, I don't know, but he had left and came back, so I don't know. But yeah, he gonna get caught because I mean he married. Like, where you going?
Like
He gonna get
eventually
caught.
you'll have to go return home eventually. So like I said, it's just not that much anger in the world to do something like that. Like I'm really afraid to shoot somebody over some meatballs. Like I just don't think that it's just that necessary to get that angry over it. Like come on, let grow up, people. Let's all be adults.
I mean, he the one that shot people because somebody told him to keep his hand out the meatballs. So he was the one. Like I would
Oh,
be mad. He right. So he was eating the meatballs out the pan with his hands. They told him to get a plate. He got mad,
that
punched
don't
the
even
lady
make it
in the
no
face
better.
that told him to get his hands out the meatballs. So then the brother-in-law got involved because he just punched a woman, right? And then
Mm,
he got to arguing with that person and pulled out a gun and shot
mm,
her in
mm, mm.
the leg and the arm. And I think he got shot. The guy, the brother-in-law that said something to him, got shot in the back of the neck.
Lord, dear Jesus, help them. I thought it couldn't get no worse. That's even more worse than ever. Dear Jesus, help them. Um, so a federal judge blocked the Trump administration efforts to let states ban SNAP recipients from using food stamps to buy candy and sugary drinks. This is something I didn't care about. If somebody like if I want to use my SNAP benefits to treat my kids to some sugar goods, here you go. It's not like I'm spending the whole entire SNAP benefits on buying sugary goods. Like they still buying food for the house. They're still getting a daily amount of vegetables and everything else they need. So why do you care? And then on top of that, and I feel like it's only these MAGA people who's really making a big deal. Like, oh, they're buying junk food on my taxpayer dollars. Like it's a lot more worse. But your taxpayer dollars is going towards a lot more worse things than um somebody's buying their kids a $5.99 pack of soda, a case of soda. Like it is so much more worst things that your tax dollars is being wasted on. And that's the one thing that you're concerned about is your tax dollars being spent on candy and soda. Mind your business is all I got to say. I don't know if you had anything to add to that. All right, so to keep things going, Texas become the first state to require public school students to read the Bible as part of their reading curriculum. Now, I thought that whole part of the United States is that you had the right to religious like freedom. So like you can practice whatever religion that you want to, and it can't not like you don't like. I don't understand what it is with this administration trying to force the Christianity onto people. And like I said, that whole point of they took religion out of school so that way people wouldn't be offended because not everybody practices Christianity. Not everybody practices the same religion. So why would we force public school students to practice a religion that they might not practice and force them to do it in order to graduate high school? Like, what legislator thought of that? And why did they even let this go through? And why do they think this is good for people? And what is this going to prove? To me, it sounds like you about to have a whole bunch of people withdraw from public schools and go move into private schools or charter schools. I mean, that's where I see the direction going. Like I say, this is the death of Texas public school system. I don't know if you had anything to add. Um, so last week there was some videos that we did not get to, and I wanted to go through some of those videos. One of the videos is about the Lime scooters here, and where people drive this electric scooters. and there was an incident that happened, and they were talking about increasing fines and all these other kind of things. So let's take a look.
One Milwaukee alderman wants the city to consider putting more restrictions on electric scooters. Just this week alone, we've had two dangerous scenes play out. Both were caught on surveillance cameras. This is new video from after 11 o'clock Thursday night. It shows what looks like two Lime scooters riding on the freeway. They're on I-43. They ended up exiting at the Keefe exit. And this is video from Tuesday. It shows a scooter rider on the sidewalk barrel down at high speed and hit a pedestrian, knocking him over. That's the bar owner of Lacage. He's seriously injured and underwent spinal fusion surgery today. That rider is in jail and was charged with a felony. Alderman Bauman says he's had enough, and he wants the city to consider whether the scooters are worth the public safety risk that comes with them. He said he's drafting a file on Monday for the city to consider a full review of its safety protocols relating to scooters, and he's also requesting that DPW work with the scooter companies to implement a physical speed restriction on the scooters, especially in his downtown district.
So I've rode the electric scooters before, and they were like, "Oh, you can't ride them on the sidewalk." I'll be honest, I don't feel safe riding those in the street. Uh, the Milwaukee streets is raggedy as hell. You know, one bad pothole, you breaking your neck, your spine, everything hurt. Now, what that young man was doing on the sidewalk, looked like he was just going fast as hell and riding very reckless, which he shouldn't have been doing. And then now that man needs spinal fusion something. I don't know if the name was surgery, spinal some surgery fusion something. But yeah, that's just horrible. And like I said, I feel like our leaders here been fighting this whole scooter thing for like the last 5 or 6 years. I'm like, it's just people that ruin it, and then you could tell that the people that was riding the scooter on the highway was one of us. How embarrassing. So yeah, and then going from scooters to electrical cars is another video that I want to get to last week, where these these driverless cars are now being ticketed, and then these companies have like the officers try to pull them over. They have 30 seconds to respond to them because there's been an issue where there was emergency service people trying to get to emergency call, and these driverless cars were basically stopping in the middle of the road and wouldn't move, and they were blocking emergency vehicles. They couldn't get a hold of anybody they couldn't get a hold of anybody who's like, I guess, responsible for the cars to get them to move. And so then that's where all these changes are starting to come. We don't have the driverless cars here where we live at, these Waymo cars. With all the issues that I've been seeing going on with them, I wouldn't trust it. But I have a more detailed a video with more detail about this, and I hope this is like something that really don't come to our city, because I couldn't imagine having to be on the road driving with driverless cars. So here we go.
Driverless cars like Waymo robotaxis can now be ticketed just like any other car on the road. New DMV rules give law enforcement the green light to cite AV companies for moving violations. Companies like Waymo will also be forced to respond to calls from police and fire within 30 seconds. Ahmed Banafa is an engineering professor at San Jose State.
There will be some kind of punishment, penalties for that. And that's going to force them to do it better, because this is the only way they can force a company to do better, if that's going to reflect in their reputation with their customers.
The changes come after high-profile issues, including hundreds of Waymos stalling and blocking intersections during a San Francisco blackout last December. The San Francisco Fire Department has repeatedly complained about driverless cars entering emergency zones and impacting responses. AV companies can face penalties if their cars drive through these zones. The Autonomous Vehicle Industry Association, which represents Waymo's industry interests, did not specifically address the ticketing rules, but commended the new DMV regulations as a whole, saying in part, autonomous vehicle innovators operating in California have a clear, workable path to test and deploy, ensuring the state will continue to benefit from autonomous technology through safer roads, enhance accessibility, and strengthen supply chains. State Senator Dave Cortese has called autonomous vehicles unfinished technology and has introduced legislation SB 1246 calling for more oversight, including ending the practice of one person in a control room monitoring more than 3 vehicles.
Okay, so if you don't have a driver in the car, where is the nearest human? Okay, it's a remote operator. All right, well, we want those remote operators to be at the right ratio. We want them to understand California laws, just like we'd want a human driver to understand California laws.
Cortese believes the new DMV rules won't dramatically change the way companies like Waymo operate in the short run. But Banafa believes more legislation and oversight rules will eventually give the public more safety data and lead to other changes within the industry.
And that will really identify them how safe they are, and that's going to build some kind of a trust by saying, okay, in how many incidents this car or this company faced so far. So they will be forced to change the hardware and the software to to interact with the police.
The DMV says the new regulations are the most comprehensive in the country.
Me personally, like I said, I still don't trust it. Can't see myself riding in the backseat of a car, of a driverless car, and then something happening, like I ain't got no brake pedal to press or nothing like that. I just can't see it. And I really hope that this is not a thing that they bring to where we live at, because I don't want it. I don't want it. Like I said, my vehicle does the driver thing, the self-drive thing, but it only does it when I use cruise control, and I still have some control over the car. But yeah, I don't want it. They need to keep that away.
I personally don't see a need for like driverless personal vehicles. I feel like they should try something like that on like the trolley downtown. Does it have a driver or is it driverless?
The trolley, or you're talking about the streetcar or trolley? The streetcar, it got a driver.
Okay. So yeah, I feel like maybe that probably would be a little bit better, because I mean it's guided by the guide wire and stuff like that, and it has a track.
Yeah.
So I feel like that probably would be better for something like that. But personal vehicles, we don't have a need for something like that at this time. So, I don't like AI, so that's just me.
I mean, that, and then it's like, wasn't the whole point of like Uber and Lyft was supposed to be like a cheaper option for cabs and stuff like that, and it was also employing people, like where people can make money on the side too. And so now I feel like the people who live in California, like, and these people that are doing Uber and Lyft and all these things, like, y'all taking away the side hustle with these driverless cars. So it's almost like we really need driverless cars when we have Uber and Lyft. It's like, it's just like I said, it's something we don't need. That people just got too much time on their hands, and like they already have a like truck drivers, like everybody, all these people that's trying to get into truck driver, they're trying to eliminate truck drivers. They literally have self-driving trucks now, where basically the company will load up the truck and the truck will drive off on its own to the next destination without ever needing a driver. It can continue. It ain't like the current level of, I think, like truck drivers only drive like between 10 and 11 hours a day. Those trucks can drive for a whole 24 hours or however long it needs to drive to get to the next destination without having to stop for anything, unless it's like for gas or something. But I don't know, or it might be electric, so unless it needs to be charged. But other than that, like I said, yeah, so they're trying to eliminate truck drivers too at this point. So all this stuff is doing just eliminating jobs. So it's gonna be more people out of work, and then, at this point, like, what jobs is gonna be left for people? Everybody's gonna be broke eating hologram food or food printed at some point. That's the direction I feel like we want in. So this woman says that new cars got her effed up, and I really wish that she would have said allegedly when she was making this video, because girl, if this was to really happen and the police saw this, you going to jail, or you would be in jail. So I'm gonna play the clip for you right now.
And these new cars got me fucked up. I just tried to hit this nigga with my car because I wanted to. And why the fuck did my car talking about there's an object in front of me? I know! That's the object I'm trying to hit! Dumb bitch! Fuck is wrong with you? New car me today. Because of whose side are you on? That was some op shit. You know I was supposed to smash him? Fuck!
I hope she was just getting views, because y'all really gotta stop getting on the internet and confessing Like, number two, like, you can't be mad because that ain't what the car is made for. I just don't get it. Like, stop being stupid, y'all. Like,
Y'all get
Jesus.
done and then wonder why y'all be getting caught for the crimes y'all commit because y'all go online and talk about the crimes you're committing.
Just a bunch of dummies.
Like this new generation of criminals are not good criminals.
Stay from around me with that mess.
Because it's like our generation, like I said, my house has cameras on them. The house next door to me had cameras on them. The house behind me just put cameras on their house. So it's all these cameras over here. And I still feel like our generation know how to get away with crime even though there's cameras. This new generation, it don't be
Listen, baby,
cameras
if you
around.
snitching on yourself, you gonna snitch on me. I don't need that type of energy.
No, I'm just right, and I'm like, it's just the fact that like I'm like, it's all these cameras around there. Like this new generation, like it cannot, it like it don't be cameras around to witness their crime, but they somehow they get caught because they put their own crime on the internet. Like how? Just that's just a new level of stupidity when it comes to this new generation. Just stupid. Anyways, let's take a look at what the Deputy Chief of Staff wants to do when it comes to our disabled people here in the United States. And when I came across this, I'm like, you guys to be shitting me. Take it away, Aaron.
Stephen Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, is the driving force behind a push by the Trump administration to allow for states to institutionalize disabled Americans instead of requiring them to put them into community-based settings. If you haven't seen recently, the Department of Justice issued a memo that eroded disability rights in the United States of America. It instructed states to essentially bypass Supreme Court precedent and ensuing regulations that required states to put disabled Americans in home or community settings rather than institutionalizing. Well, now, according to Bloomberg, we're learning that the man behind all of this, none other than Stephen Miller, the same guy who's responsible for much of Donald Trump's mass deportation push. So now you have a situation where the Trump administration is trying to push to institutionalize disabled Americans. Disability advocates say that this is one of the biggest erosion of disability rights we've seen in a long time. Spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Now I want to know to look into what forms of disability. These are all disabilities. So what if I was just a normal person and I was end up in a car accident and I get paralyzed and you say, oh, you can't live at home no more, or you can't live in a normal home setting. You have to go to an institution. Like, what are we doing? I'm still in my right mind. I can still make my own decisions in some way. As long as everything is at wheelchair level, I can take care of myself. Why do I need to go live in an institution? Why do you care about me living by myself? This government got too much time on their hands. This administration got too much time on their hands. And I got a video later on about Obama living rent-free in Trump's head too, by the way. But yeah, it's just like, leave people alone. Like, is this y'all? Do y'all want to institutionalize them so that way y'all don't have to pay out disability benefits? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Y'all can take away disability benefits and stuff your own pockets. That's all I'm seeing out of this whole situation. And that man should be ashamed of himself. Now, let's talk about why you should stop drinking tap water here in Milwaukee. And I didn't know this was a thing that had happened. It was a law that was passed by the federal government under the Biden administration. Trump administration came in, was like, no, we're gonna get rid of a lot of stuff. So let's watch a video and then discuss.
If you drink Milwaukee tap water, the federal government just stopped protecting you from cancer-linked chemicals. Here's what happened. In 2024, the Biden administration set the first ever federal limits on PFAS, which are forever chemicals in drinking water. Water utilities had until 2029 to comply. But last month, the Trump EPA scrapped limits on 4 of those 6 chemicals entirely and pushed the deadline on the remaining 2, which are the most dangerous ones, all the way to 2031. PFAS have already been detected in Milwaukee. Milwaukee Water Works tested for 29 PFAS compounds in 2023, and those results came in below legal reporting limits. Those limits were just eliminated. So the threshold your water was safe under doesn't exist anymore. PFAS have been linked to cancer, thyroid disease, decreased fertility, liver damage, and immune system damage. They're called forever chemicals because they don't break down. They accumulate in your body over time. 105 million Americans drink water where PFAS have been detected above the levels the 2024 standards allowed. Milwaukee is in that universe. The EPA's defense is that Biden cut procedural corners when writing the rules. So instead of fixing the paperwork and keeping protections in place, they handed the chemical industry exactly what it had been trying to get in court for years. And they're calling it Making America Healthy Again. Wisconsin's governor just signed new state PFAS legislation. That matters. But state action has a ceiling when federal protections disappear. Your water didn't get safer last month, the rules did. This is Politically Homeless. Follow for more.
I'm a bottled water drinker, so I know they said there's like a whole bunch of small microplastics that we drink that comes from bottled water we drink every day. But I just feel like the bottled water is just a lot more safer when they than drinking the tap water here. I haven't drunk tap water in this place for God knows how long.
Nothing safe.
Right, nothing is safe. And then we already had the thing back in the 90s when our water was already poisoned and they had everybody boiling their water before drinking and reusing water. So
Well, it wasn't technically poison. It just had an overgrowth of cryptosporidium. So something that's naturally occurring. It just don't seem like that they were either
poison
purifying or cleaning. There's something happened at the filtration centers or something like that. Yeah, cryptosporidium. That's what it was.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gotta, like I
You
said,
was old enough to remember that?
no.
Exactly.
I was being bottle fed when that stuff was happening. My mama told me how much of a pain it was to have a baby at that time with all that stuff going on with the water. Um, so I'm happy that Tony Evers stepped in and he did sign some legislation that even when the Trump administration, did throwbacks and kind of failed us on a federal level. So I am happy that he's done that. Um, a lot of people, one thing about Tony Evers, a lot of people would like, well, let's just say about our local government here in Wisconsin. So a lot of people was upset about they was like we'll talk about that $300 rebate and all that other kind of stuff that was supposed to go out to the Wisconsin people, and I think it might have been 600 for couples, 300 for a single person or something like that. But so everyone's like, what happened to those checks? I'm like, y'all really excited about $300. It's $300, but little did they know you could only receive that money if you owe state taxes, like you owe taxes to the Wisconsin government on the state level. So if you had to owe them, then you would have got the $300. But if you did not owe any state taxes, then you would not have gotten none of the money whatsoever. It was only for people who owed the government money. So to keep things going, so we mentioned last week about how we had a company here called We Energies, and they had a monopoly on the energy system. And so the same guy that we just watched, he had a breakdown of the talks of bringing in a new energy company, which I think is very needed here because now the current energy company is now asking for a 14% increase when it comes to our electric bills. And I can just only imagine how much it's going to be if they get that data center built on top of that, because they already have one in Port Washington that they constructed already too. So like I said, and then like these data centers are not paying what they're using electricity is getting passed off to the residents. So let's take a look at the video.
Milwaukee might replace We Energies. Here's what's actually going on. We Energies is the only electric company you're allowed to use here. That's not just how it is, that's the law. It's called a monopoly, and in exchange, the state controls what they can charge you. And your bill's gone up 25% in the last 4 years. And they just asked for another 10% next year. But today, aldermen held the first hearing on actually replacing them. There's a law called Chapter 197 that lets a city do this, build its own utility like Milwaukee already owns its water. But this isn't happening tomorrow. Today was 3 hours of people testifying. Advocates, a union rep, regular residents. Nobody voted on anything yet. The real next step is deciding whether to pay for a study to see if this even works. That alone could cost a few $100,000. And even if the city says yes down the road, you still vote on it. We Energies is expected to spend a lot of money to stop that vote. They're already saying your rates are below average and that going it alone means worse service. Yeah, I mean maybe lower compared to like the data center states. But we're about to become one, so Anyways, it was a real step today, but there's a long way to go. I'll keep you posted. This is Politically Homeless. Follow for more.
I think we should just go ahead and spend the money on doing the study because, like I said, the cost of electricity is ridiculous. And like I said, so they have a thing where it's called a budget, and we use a budget. And even on a budget, even for the winter months, it's still $201, and that's on a budget. Without a budget, the electricity and stuff here, it runs about almost $400 a month.
I pay $500 a month.
Oh, you got all that. You got that central air and all that stuff. I ain't got central air, so I ain't got to worry about all that stuff. But yeah.
So last year around this time, I was paying $300. Now I pay $500. And it was a lot more consistently warmer last year.
It was last year. It was a lot more consistently warm. We not going to really get that hot weather until starting tomorrow. And I think I saw an extreme heat advisory come out for us for tomorrow. But yeah, like that's the cost of living, the cost of heating has gone up. And like I said, in there, so we only paid it to something because that's just the budget. And now, like I said, and it's only two people in this house. It's two people in this house, and for an electric bill to still be $300 some, pushing $400 some a month, if you worked on a budget, that is ridiculous. And then on top of that, y'all want to increase rates. People are barely surviving, and you want to increase rates past what they is. And then on top of that, We Energies, from what I heard, y'all was reporting record profits and all these other kind of things. Your CEO or your head honcho had got this big increase in pay and stuff. So why are we paying more money if y'all are making record money? Explain that to us. That's capitalism at its best. That's America for you. That is America. So Trump State Fair. Trump's 250th State Fair took place the last couple of days in Washington, D.C. And let's just say it is not off to a good start at all. So first of all, let's take a look at the food court and the prices. And you just take a look at this.
State Fair attendees are upset about the price of food at Trump State Fair. For example, this is the Express Hibachi stand selling pretzel, nachos, chips, hot dog with chips, chicken Caesar wraps, and a chicken sandwich. And the prices for a pretzel are $10. $10 for nachos, $10 for a hot dog. I also don't know what world we're living in that hibachi means chicken Caesar wraps and chicken sandwiches, but maybe someone else educate me. The Lucky Bun stand for a burger, $22. For fries, $8. Meanwhile, you can walk down the street to any fast food chain, McDonald's for example, and get fries for half the price. If you want an alcoholic beverage, anywhere from $12 to $14. These prices are not affordable for a lot of people going to the state fair, but are in a lot of ways representative of the affordability crisis we live in the United States of America right now. As always, spread the word, follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about.
And you know the worst part about that? When they want to go in and get the food, it's inside of a tent that's not ventilated. And on top of that, there's no lights inside the tent. So they were during the day, they just literally relying on sunlight while they're in there working. And I'm just and it gets worse from there because this current administration friends at went to the state fair and made things worse. So let's take a look at how empty it was.
A bunch of MAGA Republicans have posted photos of themselves online at Donald Trump's state fair, and they've accidentally exposed how empty it is and how nobody is attending. For example, this is Senator Roger Marshall. This is actually a screenshot from a video he posted, and you can see There's a lot of grass behind him. It is not packed. This is Republican Representative French Hill reporting live from the Ferris wheel. And you can see behind him as well, there's nobody at this fair. This right here is Republican Representative Blake Moore. And in this video, he was begging people to come because it's so empty. But as you can see behind him, there's maybe like 2 people over there. And there are many more examples, but I just find it so funny how Trump ruined a state fair and Republicans are also exposing how empty it is. Just the cherry on top.
And to make things worse, Fox News also lied. They reported from this fair also, and they also lied and said there was thousands of people that was there. And as you can see in the last video, it was. But let's just take a look at this.
Fox News committed a cell phone tonight by panning to the Great America State Fair, claiming there were thousands of people, only to show a national mall that was barely full. Watch this moment.
Happy early birthday, America. We're celebrating already at the Great American State Fair. Man, we've got thousands of people celebrating this birthday with us, Tommy. You and I.
The truth is, this was an image taken by the Associated Press today. This is what it looked like today on a weekend. And even on Fox News' broadcast, it was pretty empty. There were tens of people there on the National Mall. Now, why do I make this video? I make this video because it kind of shows the degradation of mainstream media in real time. Now, Fox News is very different from a lot of other mainstream outlets, but Fox News once dubbed itself as one of America's trusted media outlets. And when you have a show like that, say there are thousands of people, only to show images that show completely the opposite, it just shows the lack of trust in media that Americans have these days. As always, spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
I mean, he talked about the worst that I did. He said tens of people. At least I was gonna say the dozens and dozens of people, but he said the tens of people that was there. Like Fox really after there say they was reporting live from the state fair, talking about there's thousands of people there. Then they pan out like they should be like, correction, there's tens of people here. So let's take a look at another one. It just get worse.
We got new images out of Donald Trump's state fair over the past 2 days, and this is what it looks like. If you wanted to go to Washington, D.C., you would see a state fair. There aren't many people on the ground is the problem for him, right? He's a president who really loves crowd sizes, and as you can see in this video, the crowd sizes are almost non-existent. There are tens of people on the ground in Washington, D.C. right now for this state fair. There are many issues with it, right? The Ferris wheel didn't work. All of the ice cream melted. The food prices are, and as you can see, this video I took from TikTok says unbelievable crowd, but essentially it just was a flop. And the reason why is because it became a political event. I was excited for this state fair until it became a political thing. This was supposed to be a nonpartisan event to celebrate America's 250th. Instead, it turned into this. Spread the word, follow for more.
So, I mean, we've seen several videos of this state fair. What is there to do there? Like, I seen the Ferris wheel.
I seen one ride,
the hibachi stand, the Lucky Buns. What else is there to do?
So they had a tent. These tents were set up where you can go visit like it's like an exhibit from each of the 50 states or whatever. That's it. And they had a stage. They had a main stage where it was somebody up there performing. It was like 6 people sitting out there watching the person perform. And then they had a smaller stage for like smaller bands, like how they do for like Summerfest here. And they got the smaller stages. So they had the smaller stage set up, and the guy is up there performing. It's a whole band up there performing to a crowd of 0. I'm like, what is this? What is going on? Why is this? Why
you gotta make it more interesting. I wouldn't come to that regardless. What is that? That's nothing.
I wouldn't either. Like, it's just like whoever the organizer was of this whole affair thing, they should be fired. You need to be fired. You definitely need to be fired. You should not have a job no more. You should be ran out of the town with pitchforks for the planet. the pitchforks on fire for planning this state fair. Also, while this whole 250 celebration and everything is going on, and Trump's fair is going on, Trump is facing legal action across the pond with the BBC in his defamation lawsuit because now he has opened himself up for discovery. And Aaron has a better breakdown of it. So here we go.
News right now, Donald Trump's lawsuit against the BBC is backfiring because he opened himself up to discovery, and the BBC is now asking for his phone log from January 6, 2021, his personal diary entries for the 2 months preceding it, and more. According to the Telegraph, lawyers for the BBC are demanding a ton of records from the president that he does not want to give to the public, he does not want to give up in a lawsuit, as part of this $10 billion defamation suit he filed against. And while that's a problem for him, because many of these records are those that he has sought to keep private, but he decided to sue the BBC, and as a result, he opened himself up to significant discovery. Much of this is discoverable information. It's relevant information to the lawsuit. Now, the public will not see this. Discovery is not public unless it's presented in a public trial at a later point. But the BBC can't see it, and we'll see how much he fights it. But it's already backfiring, and it really just shows why you don't just sue just to sue sometimes. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
So if they do this discovery and he, like I said, he turned over this stuff, it's only going to prove that you planned the January 6th insurrection. It's only going to prove that you told people to storm the Capitol. It's going to prove what diabolical plans you had for that day, Trump. And your day is coming. And I hope they discover everything there is, and there's a public trial, and we all get to figure out what it is, and your supporters can see how much of a piece of a Nova's turd you are. And I don't like you. So, keep things going. The mayor of New York did something very unexpected. And when Tina sent me this video, I'm like, yeah, there is a lot of mayors, and this is a prime example of what a lot of people in the government need to do across this country. And like I said, it needs to be done. I was so surprised when I saw this. So let's take a look at this.
New York, the Independent Rent Guidelines Board just froze the rent. That means if you're one of the more than 2 million New Yorkers who lives in a rent-stabilized apartment, your rent's going to be frozen next year.
Like I said, a lot of states across the country, cities across major cities across the country need to follow that suit. But then on top of that, though, on top of making rent affordable for people of a certain income, how come we need to focus on making it affordable for everyone? Which there was supposed to be a law passed and signed that was passed and was supposed to be signed by Donald Trump last week, that was supposed to rein in, cost of rent and make it more affordable and bring down the cost of rent and all these other kind of things. And he was like, yeah, I'm not signing it because y'all won't pass my SAVE Act requiring people to have IDs when they vote and all these other voting rules that he wanted to put in place that a lot of people are saying you can't put in place because they're illegal, but he wants them in place anyway. So I'm not going to sign y'all to make rent cheaper again, whatever it is, he's not going to sign it. So basically, it's just sitting on his desk, not being signed. He could be helping millions of American people right now just by signing his name on a piece of paper, but he wants to hold the American people hostage to get what he wants when it comes to these midterm elections, to keep this other party in office, his party in office, in control of all three branches of government. And I'm still trying to figure out, Republicans still have control of all three branches of government, and why hasn't America been great again yet? Why isn't anything better? Why is gas still high? Why is the price of the food still high? Why is inflation still going up? Why is the cost of electricity going up? Why is everything worse? And they control all three branches of government. They can do it, whatever it is that they want to at this point. They got the votes. So why not just do what you say you was going to do to make America great again? We're still waiting. They haven't. Nothing is great. Nothing is freaking great at all. So to keep things going, Restaurants are adding 20% tips onto bills. Let's take a look.
Restaurants in major cities across America are being forced to put automatic 20% tips on checks during the World Cup as tourists who are coming in from Europe and elsewhere, where tipping culture is very different, are not leaving tips for servers and instead demanding that restaurants pay a fair wage. It's a very interesting development. According to the New York Post and other reports, restaurants across New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Kansas City, and elsewhere have been putting automatic 20% tips on all tabs during the World Cup. Why? Because foreigners, not from the United States, where tipping culture is very different, are coming into the United States and not tipping, not out of stinginess, but rather out of a different sense of culture. Their culture is different than ours. But it's sparking a very important debate. Instead of tipping culture, how about restaurants just pay their servers and employees a fair wage? I would love to hear your thoughts. So let me know in the comments below. Spread the word, and as always, follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
They making it very difficult to live.
It is. It's very difficult to live out here. Like I say, restaurants can pay a little bit more. So I'm thinking certain industry restaurants, like these servers are making like what $2.30 to $3 an hour or something like that. And yeah, like I said, I know there's all these tourists was coming in from the World Cup, and like I said, like he said in the video, like their culture is different from ours when it comes to tipping culture. So they are not tipping. And I know a lot of these waitresses and stuff like that, they depend on these tips in order to survive. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, I guess the adding on the 20% tip for them, but at the same time, like maybe they should have did their research before coming here to know about the culture. I don't know. That's for them to figure out. Anyways, more of our freedoms are being taken away, and this is going to be explained in this next video coming up right here.
The Trump administration has released a new report calling for the injection of Christianity and religion in essentially all facets of American life, saying that Americans should remember religion as a, quote, essential support and always remember, quote, the creator who made us and bestows our right. This 224-page report recommended that the Justice Department issue guidance to promote an originalist understanding of how the Constitution sees the relationship between religion and government, essentially ending any notion of separation of church and state in American society. It calls for faith-based groups to no longer have to comply with civil rights laws, calls for public schools to be allowed to conduct religious displays and only mentions the display of the Ten Commandments, and it called for the end of the Johnson Amendment, which bars nonprofits from making political endorsements in campaigns. This comes ahead of America's 250th anniversary in just 1 week. The administration is actively pushing to inject religion, but specifically Christian values, in all parts of American life, and you need to know about it. So spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Christian values suck.
Christian values do not suck. They don't.
Well, they value they version of Christian
you said
values
that
suck.
you said that the rage baby. They don't. They just weaponizing Christian values is what they're doing.
Just let people practice whatever religion. Like back to the whole school. Let people practice.
You can practice. You can though. That's the gag.
Yeah, no, you can. But then at the same time, don't force me to have to deal with your Christian stuff if I don't practice it. Like you talking about, they're trying to force it upon people. Like no, you try to make it a law. Like no, quit trying to force that.
It used to be a thing in schools. Like
not my schoolhouse.
Because you young. It used to be a thing. Like religion and the state wasn't separated in schools at first.
It wasn't. I mean, we had to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and so that's about the closest we came to ever mentioning God in school. But yeah. So something else has to be going on. So remember when I mentioned it earlier in the podcast, and I was like, I had a video about Obama living rent-free in Donald Trump's head. Well, this man went on another bender at night doing AI photos and videos and stuff like that. We already know it'd be some shenanigans behind this stuff. So let's just take a look at this disappointment that he got going on. And I'm telling y'all, it's bad. It's really bad.
If you want to know what the president is up to this afternoon, he's posting images of himself and Barack Obama. I've never seen a president more obsessed with another president, and yet here we are. On the left is Donald Trump, on the right is Barack Obama. This is directly from his Truth Social. Now, Midas Touch conveniently pointed out that this image, while it says Donald Trump was 20 years old, he wasn't actually 20 years old. He was either 17 or 18 at the time of this image, and he actually never served in the military, despite the fact that he constantly puts himself in a military uniform. And also, many on the internet point out that Obama just looks, frankly, much cooler than Donald Trump does. And even when he tries to compare himself to Obama or try to one-up Obama in a way, he comes off looking just dumb in a lot of ways, and it just doesn't land. And so when gas prices continue to be stubbornly high, when the war in Iran continues to rage, when 4 million Americans today, we learned, that got kicked off their Affordable Care Act premiums, this is what the President of the United States is focused on. I'll have more updates for you soon. As always, spread the word and follow along to stay updated on all the news you need to know about.
So when I meant by it get worse, also on top of that, so in that photo, he's wearing medals. The medals wasn't his. He borrowed medals from somebody else and put them on and wore them for that picture. Like I say, he
Oh,
avoided.
so he's been a fraud since he's about 17. Got it.
Yeah. Yes, he's been frauding for a long, long time. And then on top of that, you avoided the draft. Although you talked about you trying to make side certain in the military, but when you got drafted to the war, you did everything you could to get out the war and not have to go serve in the war. But you value being a soldier so bad. Like, I just don't understand. Anyway, I got a video for
It's
y'all.
called imposter syndrome. It's a real mental illness. Look it up.
Oh, so he's ill. I knew that. I knew this. Trump's finally been diagnosed. Thank you.
I did not diagnose him. I do not have a license to diagnose him. He just has similar symptoms to the diagnosis.
Okay. Oh God. I'm just saying. Well, somebody who can diagnose him, go ahead and diagnose him with that. So I had came across this video, and I know if Tina would have came across it, she would have said, yeah, this is something you would have did. So a father was very upset that he did not get a gift on Father's Day. And let's just say that he did something. Yeah, let's just take a look. And I'll explain to the audio listeners after.
He walk out like nothing happened. Look at him walking out. Well, that should start right back up. They can't. That should start right back up. Look.
He knew that shit was crazy at his leg.
Everybody get out the way.
So for the audio listeners, this man did not get a gift for Father's Day. He set the house on fire. And stood there on the porch and saw the police coming towards him and turned around and got handcuffed like, yeah, I'm going to.
I mean, I feel like that sometimes on Mother's Day, for the most part.
Oh, okay. So I don't feel bad now because I feel like, I always be talking about, like, burn it down. So I figure, like, yeah, she'd be like, yeah, that's something you would have did if you was a father. On Father's Day.
I mean, now, I said I feel like that. I did not say that I will actually do it.
I know, but I was saying you saying it, like, but I was like the way how you be talking about me, like, yeah, that's something you would have did. Like you would have burned the house.
Yeah, you would have burned down the house. I said I didn't feel like that. It's too
I'm just saying it's just for me. This next video is me down to a T. And I am guilty of everything in this video, and I'm proud to be guilty of everything in this video because I love my peace. So let's get to this video.
To all the people who keep their phones on silent and vibrate only, I just want you to know I hate you. I hate you. Every single time you call one of these people, they say, damn, I didn't even know you called. How would you? How would you know? Your phone is on silent. Who are you hiding from? Who's looking for you? And for anybody that has that person listed as an emergency contact, I suggest you change it. Because if it's an emergency and you close to death, you might as well just go ahead and be dead. Because they not picking up the phone. By the time they answer the phone, it's time for your funeral. That's how long you've been dead. I can't stand that. Who are you hiding from? What you got going? Are you a secret agent? Are you a criminal? Are you in a witness protection program? Because why can't anybody get in contact with you? What's the issue with having your phone ring? What's the problem with actually being able to know that somebody calling your phone? Why do you even have a phone? At this point, that's a prop. Go ahead and get you a letter, a pen, a paper, a stamp, and an envelope, and that's how we're going to communicate. Because the phone is obsolete. You don't use it. Turn on your damn ringer.
First of all, if you that close to death, why are you calling me in that 911? Number two, I can do whatever I want to do with my phone. Why are you so angry about that? Yes, my phone is always on silent. It is not on vibrate. It does not vibrate. It is on silent, and I got the nerve to lose it several times a day, and I still don't turn the ringer on. What is the problem? I'm going to answer my phone when I feel like it. I'm going to respond to text messages when I feel like it. I ain't hiding from nobody. I ain't running from nobody. I do what I want. Why do people be so mad about that? It be so many people that be mad at me because I don't have my ringer on. I'll be like, oh, my bad. I didn't even know you called. And they get mad. Why? And then what make it so bad is you don't even want nothing. It don't even be an emergency. What are we talking about?
I'm one of those people. My phone still vibrate. My ringer is never on. Tina already know I lose my phone several times a day. I'm like, shh, I'm listening for the vibration.
Mine don't even do that. That's what I'm saying. What are we talking about? Now, when I was in my 20s, I had all these ringtones and all of this extra stuff.
And a different ringtone for everybody that calls.
Yeah. So
I ain't got I want my peace.
I don't have time for that.
And then I'm talking about these phones.
That's
these
about
notification tones got all these apps got different notification tones. I don't want to hear all those sounds. It's like when I'm in my car, I stream my music from my phone through the Bluetooth, and then every time I get a notification, it'd be like, and it mutes your music, and it bothers me. I hate that. That's why my phone, I never have my ringer on. It's so funny though, because one time I accidentally turned my ringer on my phone, and my phone's ringing. I didn't know it was my phone ringing. I just kept on saying, like, what is that? I didn't know. I only got a whole new phone, and I have no idea what my ringer sounds like. I don't even know what it is.
Me neither.
So it'll be such a foreign thing to me if I was to hear it.
And when I got this new phone, I didn't even bother to even listen to the ringtones or the sounds. I just left everything to default, and I cut the ringer off. What are we talking about?
Hey, because then it'll be like, so people be like, then I get calls that they be like, I get calls, but they be like, oh, why you ain't answer? I ain't having my earbuds. So that's the only way I know that you called me if I got my earbuds in. So if I'm not wearing earbuds at work, just know your ain't calling. Come get answered. I don't know that you called. Like, oh my God. Okay.
The only person I get upset about with that is my mama, because her ringer be on and it be right next to her.
My mama's not as old as your mama, but my mama do the same thing sometimes. Like her phone be right next to her. I'm like, if you turn the TV down, you can hear the phone ring. Why is the TV volume on 87 and you're sitting right in front of it? Oh, it bothers me. Okay, so I didn't have time to actually put in my notes what these next couple of clips is. So we gonna be watching them together and guessing because I don't kind of remember half of them. So let's take a look at this next one.
You are going to think I'm making this up, but I am not making this up. The people in Surprise, Arizona, who are fighting the potential Trump prison camp they want to put there, those folks are so annoyed with their city council not helping them stop this thing that those local residents are now advancing an effort to literally dissolve the city of Surprise, Arizona, to unincorporate the city, specifically so there won't be a city council anymore. So the city council won't be in their way as they continue to fight the Trump prison camp, and therefore they can fight this thing harder.
Damn, how angry you gotta be at your local politicians? Like, we're gonna dissolve the city. Like, we're gonna get rid of our whole entire city, so you can't have no power. Like, you guys, that is a new level of pissed off that I've seen. I think we need to do that sometime because I can't stand my alderman, Malayla A. Cobbs, whatever her name is. Girl, I don't know how you keep getting reelected. I don't like you. I can't.
I don't know who my alderman is, nor do I care.
Like they don't even come knock on your door no more. Say, hey, I'm running for re-election or nothing no more. Just and then, on top of that, a damn Republican that's running for a governor here had the audacity to put a flyer on my door. So you know what part of the city you in? Ain't nobody on this street.
That's why they doing it. That's why they doing it. They gotta flip. They gotta flip. They gotta flip the votes.
Ain't nobody in this part of the city gonna vote. I still don't really know who's running for governor at this point besides the Asian lady. And I think he's our attorney general or something like that right now, David Crowley. Besides them two, I don't know who else is running for governor at all. So this next video, I came across this. I can see what the thing is, and I was like, "Ooh, I really gotta get Tina opinion on this because I know it's gonna piss her off too, but I gotta get her opinion on this too." So let's take a look.
If men didn't want to have that child, why should they be held to account, take care of it?
Because it's their child.
What?
Because it is their child.
I'm super confused, but they didn't have a say.
Doesn't matter, it's their child.
Should they be able to have a say?
I don't think so.
But you just said it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. So what? They had a child. That's their child. They should take care of it, not abandon it.
So, okay, so to get this right, then women should be able to kill men's children if they want, right?
Stop framing it as killing.
Or keep them if they want, and the man has to pay child support for the child.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
And you think women should get to make that choice?
100%.
Why should we let women make that choice?
Because they're the ones that have to, conceive.
So, got it. So they're the ones who have to conceive.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones making the choice.
Yep.
So therefore, it's their responsibility. Anything else?
No, because the father is also part of the responsibility.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who's making the choice?
They can have the child, but the father should take care of their child. And you don't disagree with that, do you?
Wait.
Do you disagree with that or not? Do you disagree that the father should take care of the child? I can't justify it from a secular
angle.
Why not?
Because it makes no sense to me.
It makes total sense. If you have a child, you should take care of it.
Well, let's try this again. I just walked you through the logic, though.
Fuck the logic. I'm asking you, do you think...
If two consensual adults lay down and have sex with each other, they both are responsible for that child.
Correct. 100%. 100%. I agree. So this is my stance, right? Don't have sex with somebody that you do not have sex if you are not ready to take care of a child. The only thing that's 100% effective is abstinence. Do not have sex if you're not ready to take care of a child. Do not have sex with somebody if you do not want to have children with them. You need to be picky in your partners or sexual partners, and most of y'all are not.
They're not.
Me included.
Not me included. Burn!
Let me stop trolling on here. Well,
I'm just saying, like, when he was like, well, I'm like, it's the woman's body. They're the ones who have to carry the child. Like, the father, you're not really doing anything for the next 9 to 9.5 months of pregnancy, half of y'all can't even be there to, oh, let me make things better for you. Let me rub you back. Let me do something to make you comfortable. What can I do to help? Nope, you can just do it yourself. Like y'all, you don't help with nothing. It's like the woman is doing a lot. Like her organs is being rearranged. They're being pushed into these little tiny spots where this human can grow and everything. You planted your seed in her egg. If you would have never planted your seed in her egg, then that baby wouldn't have been born. So you need to take care of your kid. I'm sorry.
And stop asking me, do I want more kids? What's wrong with y'all?
I just don't want them. Because all my friends be like, especially my friend Mary, like, oh, you should have a kid. It's wonderful. It's great. And now she be saying now that her kid's older, I think the oldest like 6 or 7. She be like, my kids is testing my inner gangster. That's what I'm like, no, I ain't got time for that. Because I keep telling you, I spent a day and a half with my nephew, and I swear to God, my brother dropped him off on a Wednesday. At about, I don't know, about 4 or 5, maybe 6 o'clock the next day, I had called him like, hey, you forgot something over here. You need to come. I'm not built for it. I don't have the patience for it. I just can't do it. No, it's not for me.
Maybe you just need to get a little older.
Nope, I'm good. I am good. I am 100% good on that.
But yes, if you have children, regardless of like that whole who has a say so in having a child or not, or this whole abortion tug of war and all of that stuff, like just if you decide you're grown enough to lay down with somebody, be prepared to be a parent. That's it.
Plain and simple. So this next video, I came across. I was like, yeah, Tina's gonna get a good laugh out of this. So I picked this video just for her. So here we go.
I mean, his hair is kind of that color, right? Shall I send a pillar of fire, my lord? No, not yet. They don't even have Google yet, so. Who doesn't have Google yet? My lord, the humans seem to have created a depiction. Michael, yeah, let me, hey, son, remember the humans? You mean the ones I literally died for like a week ago? Yeah, same batch, but it's been a few hundred years, their time, and remember how forgetful they are, that we were like, follow these commandments, and they were like, no, but give us bread and unlimited women, and we were like, no, you rascals. And then they made a golden cow, and you were going to destroy them all, yeah. But I didn't, you remember? I had compassion and understanding. Things like that. Dad, where are you going with this? So, they drew you a picture. Oh, they did. That's pretty cool. It's nice to be appreciated, And I think they did their best. Well, let me see. Okay. But no pillars of fire, okay? Dad, that's your thing, not mine. Who is this white man? It's you. I'm sending another flood. No. Hey, we said we wouldn't do that again. Then pillar of fire. What is this? Hey, no pillars of fire until Revelation, except mini ones in California until the 21st century. You know that. They didn't even get my car pattern right. It says what I look like in the book. Yeah, but that's in Revelation, and not many people make it to the end, to be honest. I thought you said it was the most popular book they had. Oh yeah, everyone has it, but they don't read it. Aren't you supposed to be the angry one? I mean, they didn't turn me into a white man. Yeah, I'm pulling up. No, you can't. See? This is what the enemy wants. He's trying to get under your skin. All right, fine. But when I hear that trumpet, I'm going off. Hey, you finna go crazy.
Who's that white man?
Who's that white man?
It was the eyes for me, how white they went from being.
Who's that white man?
Oh. Okay.
Like, yeah, I was described perfectly in the book and was.
And
isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? A lot of people feel like that a lot of the books in the Bible were changed and all of that, but the way Jesus Christ looks is not a Caucasian person.
Exactly.
Isn't that interesting?
It's very interesting, and I also want to bring up. So, like I said, Juneteenth was like a week or two ago, and people's like, Black people need to get over it, and black, all of this other kind of thing. So, when you look at holidays and stuff like that, Juneteenth is the only day where it's really for us. It's for the culture. It's for us. And if you look at, um, like I said, look at the person that's supposed to be like the father or whatever of America, Uncle Sam. What is he? A white man. Then, then when it comes around to what is it? St. Patrick's Day, white leprechaun. Then when it comes around to Christmas, a white fat man. When it comes around to Thanksgiving, it's not one black person in the picture. It's a picture full of pilgrims, all white people. And then when it comes to Easter, the damn Easter bunny white. Everything is white. Like y'all have all the other holidays filled with your whiteness and everything just white, white, white. But then as soon as we get one day where everything is about black, 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 it's just such a problem. It's a problem. And then it brings me to the next video. And it's going to explain itself.
This new generation is so soft, says the same people who were crying 50 years ago over having to share a water fountain with a black person.
Crying over having to share a water fountain with a black person. But y'all call this new generation soft, and y'all just don't understand why things what it is. Like y'all are the one that's stopping the world from progressing. Y'all are the ones that's creating all this hate in the world. It's y'all. It's you that still want black people to ride in the back of the bus. It's you that still want um us black people out there picking cotton. And then on top of that, one of the videos, somebody had the audacity to say, well, you know that it was Republicans that freed the slaves. I'm like, yeah, we all know that back then, even black people voted Republican because Republicans were for minorities. And then somewhere down the line, the system changed where Republicans stopped being for minorities and for the lower class people, and it's flip-flop where now the Democrats is for minorities and lower class or middle class people, working people. And the Republicans became what the Democrat Party used to be, which is all about the rich and the wealthy. The parties flip-flop. We know that. But at the same time, I'm not one of those people that's going to vote against my interests. I'm going to go vote again. I'm going to vote with the party that's for my interests and my needs and what I want. What is that you guys do not understand? All right. So,
I guess at this point,
you're muted.
I had pushed the button. I guess it didn't work. But you know, at this point, I don't care. I feel like as long as you're not being blatantly disrespectful to my face or anybody that I care about, or anybody, just if I see you being disrespect is disrespect, and I'm gonna be on your ass regardless, right? So as long as you stay in your lane, you can have whatever viewpoint that you want. I'm not trying to change your viewpoint. You know, just be respectful. That's it. You know, Juneteenth, whatever. It's a cultural holiday, right? We have other cultural holidays in the United States and stuff like that. It's okay. Like, I don't understand why. I guess I just don't understand it. It gives me a really big migraine each and every year when that time of year come around. It's just, I mean, we just like to have some good food, right? Have some entertainment, see some culture as far as dances and clothing, and then vendors out there selling their different things, and like that's it. And then we go home. I don't know what the problem is.
Because they don't want us to be happy. They don't want black people to be happy. That's what it is.
But if you have not figured out in the last 400 to 500 years, black people are going to always find joy in the harshest of pain. So you're not going to be able to break a black person's spirit. It just won't happen. you know, and then just trying to do it perpetually over and over and over is literally the definition of insanity. Like doing something over and over and still getting the same result. That's the definition of insanity. And it's just like history is repeating itself. But y'all need to understand and realize that it's time has, like, the world has evolved. You can't use the same tactics. It's not gonna work. Like what's happening? Like we just tired of just the same old, and people are actually out here living their lives, and then it's people congregating and planning to do stuff to people because of the color of their skin, and you just not really like what you say, living rent free in your head is crazy.
Exactly. And to piggyback off of what she was saying, like it's like we just don't understand. Like you say, y'all try to break us, and it's almost like then there was a comment where a guy had said, "Well, there's no laws against that. You know, that's strictly against black people or to prevent black people." Like the whole system was built. It was not built for us. The system was not built for black people to succeed. You keep talking about, oh, well, black people have DEI. Did you forget Trump got rid of DEI? And once again, DEI wasn't just for black people. That was for everybody, not just black people. It was for white people. It was for Mexicans. It was for everybody. It was for women to make sure they got equal pay as in these corporate jobs. It was for everybody. DEI was not just for black people. But some people got it in their head that it was just for black people. And there time and time again, like they said, like there's no technically no laws right now that's like directed towards black people. But at the same time, the justice system and the way how our country ran is not set up for black people. It's not made for black people to succeed. And then we find ways to succeed. Just the first chance y'all get to tear a black person down, you do it. Every time a black person reach a certain height of success and fame or whatever else they may be, you find a way to take them down. Like Michael Jackson, he was becoming unstoppable in the music industry. He was going to own half the music industry. And what do y'all do? You try to put, pedophile charges on him. Look at R. Kelly, successful. And y'all still took, well, he need to have better team of people around him. But look at Tina, I need your help.
You need my help for what? What happened? You can talk.
Because I was trying to name like successful black people that did the government and everything, tried to go up and tear them down, but I was like, no, well, R. Kelly and Diddy was kind of their own fault. I'm like, oh, I'll make my points. It's not pointing right now.
I mean, Barack Obama.
Oh, right, the Obamas, and y'all still trying to find ways to tear that whole family apart. It's just when is enough enough? When are y'all just gonna start letting people live? Like, one thing I respect about this younger generation when it comes to racism, when I mean by the younger generation, even the white people, when it comes to the younger generation, I came across a video, and there was this young man, and I guess this dude who had this other white dude who had said nigga, and he's like, you can't say that, and then the dude had mumbled something else, and then he was like, no, you cannot say that, you can't say that, and then he was like, well then if you say it again, I'm gonna hit you with this skateboard in your face, and the man said, nigga, and that man said, you got that on camera? You got it on camera? The dude clarified, made sure that he got on camera. Then he wound that damn skateboard up and said, wow, right in the dude's face. And the dude stumbled and fell on the ground. He walked over to the dude and said, and looked him dead in the face and said, I told you, you can't say that. We need more people like that. Like I said, it's not the young, like I said, racism is taught. And like I said, if that's something that these older people can just let go of and stop doing what they're doing, like the world would just be so much better. The silent generation, if they just stop their nonsense, the world would just be so much better. So I want to get into this next clip, and I just want to say I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah, we needed this rain.
Speak to a human. Everything's a machine now.
No. Hey, do we have any like Claritin or anything? My allergies are acting up bad. I think it's because the pollen count's so high. Oh, come on!
All right, don't be mad, but I splurged a little bit. Cordless vacuum. I knew you'd be down. Oh, we're cooked. What, the kids not go to school anymore? Oh, by the way, Chris texted me. Him and Shelby had to cancel tonight, so guess we'll have to stay home and watch a movie. The heartbreak. Oh, this is bad. Won't get very far without these. Oh, no. Hey-o. I just get my steps in. Oh, come on. No, no. Wow, look at that. That's a nice porch, huh? All right, well, keep rearranging the aisles. It's like every time I get used to the new layout, they switch it again. Jesus. Wait, you cook on the back burner? That's psycho. I'm a front burner guy. Front right burner forever. But hey, I'll let you cook. Name's Liam.
It was the standard.
It's a labor for me.
It was instead of me with your arms in the back for me.
I mean, I feel like I've been doing that since I was young, though. My parents was in the military, so I don't know, but yeah, it feel good.
Wait,
on my shoulders.
Because when
I'm
me
doing
and
it right
Tina be on the
now.
phone talking, like, oh, we're probably getting some rain. Like, yeah, that's good. We can use it. I'm like, when did I start getting excited about rain? And it'd be crazy because, like, even when it comes to, like, I get excited about little gadgets I find online and stuff I buy for the house, I get excited about them. I'm like, are we really turning into boomers? Like, we get excited about the littlest stuff.
We do.
It's happening. Okay. I got one more clip before we go. So here we go.
I got a question. What can I do to get my grade up? Last day of school.
Last day of school, man. All right, let's do this. Spell way.
W-A-Y.
You forgot the F.
There's no F in way.
Exactly.
I had a teacher like that in high school that played too much. I had one like that that played too much. Like, I couldn't stand him. Oh
There's
my God.
no effing way.
Okay. So, with all that being said, thank you all for tuning into this episode, and let's head into final thoughts. First of all, I want to say thank you to the people who've been popping in and out during the Culture's biggest night, which is BET Award. So thank y'all who've been popping in and out for that. Like I said, we need to do the mayor of New York. We need to have enough more mayors like him across the country. That man jumped into a pool, by the way, in a full suit.
With his full suit on.
And
yeah.
He didn't have on no undershirt, and that's a bit. Oh wait, I'm getting off topic, but like I said, we need to end racism. We need to do better. I don't understand why Barack Obama is living rent free in Trump's head. This man would get up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and just have Barack Obama on his mind and start putting out AI videos and all these other kind of things. And I still don't understand why people are still upset that people are calling Donald Trump Sleepy Trump when y'all call Biden Sleepy Joe all them years. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't remember, Biden might space out from time to time like that, but I don't remember this man ever been just every time he in public he falling asleep. Like, the New York Knicks literally lost the game because he decided to come to a game. And he fell asleep at the New York Knicks game after he caused all this ruckus and security to try to get to the game, and you fall asleep at the game. I just don't understand that. Do better when y'all are voting for your elected officials. We need to get gas prices down. It started coming down a little bit because, normally every time I get down to a half tank of gas, I fill my tank back up. And this time it cost me $27. Mom used to pay between $18 to $21. So you need to come down just a little bit more. And that's my final thought.
I don't even know where to start. So I definitely agree with Martell about he's the mayor of New York, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, he's doing some big things. He's making some major waves, and I feel like that is, I don't know, I'm assuming New York is the heaviest populated city in America. Am I right?
One of them, I think they might be like second to like I think it's Los Angeles, New York, and then Chicago.
Okay, yeah. If it can be done in a major city like that, mid-sized cities like where we from, that definitely shouldn't be a problem. We just need somebody just gonna stand on business and just go ahead and do it.
It's New York has 8.4 million, Los Angeles has 3.9, and then it's Houston with 2.3.
Okay. So the heaviest populated city that we have in America is making moves, right? I'm really glad that he's being a leader, doing a lot of firsts, and trying to offset some of the decisions made by the federal government. So kudos to him, and I do hope a lot of other mayors and or just the governors in general, governors in general kind of follow his lead. I'm surprised we didn't talk about the algae in the pool today, but I saw stories about that. And y'all don't fight over meatballs. There should be no reason why two people got shot because of some meatballs, bro. Like that is crazy. That is nuts. That's nuts. It's somebody wearing like that's nuts. And I hope he find him, and I hope he get what he deserves. Somebody need to put their hands on him for that. That's just entirely too stupid and the dumbest criminals. Oh man, we need to put together a compilation of dumbest criminals in our city. It would be amazing. And everybody just hold on to your loved ones and just try to stick this out. It's like I said, life is getting really difficult nowadays. I was just saying the other day, it's almost July, and I'm like, it's almost July. What happened to? When did that happen? It was just my birthday the other day, and it's usually a lot more people that's excited about, doing things, festivals in the summertime, things like that. And I really don't see too many people that are engaging in those type of things right now because it's hard out here. It's hard out here.
Construction to get to them.
I mean, it's too much construction. Everything is going up higher except for wages, and some things are just not becoming affordable anymore. But hold on, y'all. It's gonna get better. And that's my final thought.
I hope it get better because times is stressful right now. It's stressful and I can't take it. We still got 2 more years of this. Like it's feel like it's been 3 lifetimes and it's only been 2 years.
I mean, we don't have to have 2 more years of it. Somebody need to impeach him and make it stick.
He is 80. He can go to the great beyond. Oops, stop.
He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that. I said impeachment. I'm pretty sure there's many different things he can be impeached for. I mean, it can kind of be like what happened last time when his entire cabinet abandoned him.
That is true. You're right. It's something that needs to happen. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in to this episode at Same Cast Different Day podcast, and we'll see you all next week for more of our shenanigans. Because it's going to be some shenanigans, man. Because more than likely, I'm going to have liquor. So it's going to be some shenanigans.
Yeah, it's going to be the 4th of July weekend. I got 4 days off.
I got 5. So,
we'll be up to no good.
So, yeah, y'all be safe. Because the next time we see y'all, it will be after the 4th of July. So, yeah, y'all be safe and have fun. And we'll see you all on the next episode.
Bye.